Braun. I am the CEO and president of Healthcorps, and I'm very excited to be here with all of you today. I was recently listening to the radio and heard a story on NPR with the creator of How I Built This. And he mentioned that as he had been working with CEOs, the two things that stood out to him that they had mentioned was mission and culture when they were getting ready to create or launch their companies. And for me, when I was thinking about getting ready to talk to all of you about reinvention and what reinvention should look like, this really stood out to me because I think when you're reinventing yourself as a brand, you always need to be really cognizant of mission and culture. And for me, mission, I think, is really going back to that purpose of why were you created? What was that nugget? What was that difference that you saw that you knew that would change the world? And that's why you wanted to create your company, or that's why your company was created. This was something we did with Barbie when I was a brand marketer there, and we looked at how do we relaunch this brand. We went back to the mission. Why was this company created? And that's something that we just recently did with Healthcorps as well. When we were looking at how do we reinvent ourselves, how do we position ourselves to make sure that we're valuable in this new world, we had to first start with what is the purpose of this company? What were we started to do? And for us, we were started to close the health gap by educating and empowering teens to make healthy choices so that they could live longer lives, giving everybody an equal playing foot in the world when it came to their health. So we took that and we looked at it and we got, okay, so now that we know who we are, what do we do with that? And that's that second piece, that's culture. Now, the creator of How I Built This was talking about culture in terms of the organization. And while I believe that's really important, I think the piece when I look at reinvention is, well, what's the culture of the world? As marketers, it's really important that we look at what's happening now and what do we believe is going to happen so that we can position ourselves and make sure that we're delivering our mission in the correct way. So for Healthcorps, as schools shut down their doors, our culture completely changed. I mean, the culture for the world changed with the pandemic, but our how changed. And so for us, it was really looking at, okay, what do we see that's happening? What's happening to our children is changing. Their needs are changing. They don't have access to food. Their mental health is deteriorating even more than it was previously. And we don't have our normal channels. We can't deliver by standing up face to face in a classroom. So we really had to look at the culture and say, okay, how are we going to change this? How do we actually commit to our mission by changing our delivery? So we got down and dirty. We made sure that we were there delivering 50,000 meals. Our kids needed nutritious food. That's something that we teach. And that avenue had shut down for them. The second piece was mental health. We knew that our kids' mental health was taking a huge toll. We needed to look at, okay, what do we need to do to make sure that we're still delivering on our mission and making sure that we're providing our kids with resources to actually allow themselves to understand what was taking place and deal with isolation and anxiety and depression. So we launched a whole new online digital resources so we could get our resources out to our kids and make sure that we were, again, delivering on our mission. And the last piece was recognizing that schools are changing. They've been changing for a while. This pandemic is going to create changes. So we need to make sure that we're meeting kids where they are in order to make sure that we're delivering on our mission. And so we decided that we needed to launch a separate social channel that was just for our teams. And we've seen great success with it. And we know that this is a place that to deliver on our mission, this is one of those changes we need to make. So I think as you think about reinventing yourself, you need to look at your mission. Who are you truly? What were you started with? What is the problem that you are meant to solve as a marketer with this company or with this organization? And then the culture. What are you seeing is happening now? But think about a little bit further. How is the pandemic going to change life? How is life changing now? And what do we need to consider to make sure that our brands and our companies and our products are still valuable and meaningful to the consumers that we're trying to serve? Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful time at the conference and stay safe and healthy.